So, I'm going to have to shout. It's not too windy, so hopefully you'll hear, and I'll talk through the moves as I do them. So this is number 4. Sugoi. Left side, 45-degree angle, kakiwaki uki. Squeeze the thighs, step over, prepare the hands, 45 degrees right side. Lifting up, charge, right leg down, left leg cross, right leg down, fuyodachi. Punch once, twice, and then squeeze the thighs to make cat stance. And now I'm going to the left, straight. I put the front foot down, the hands underneath, and just let it come out naturally, then double punch. Squeeze the thighs, and then I'm cat stance on the other side. And I drop the foot, and I'm on the other side. Punch twice. A relatively easy finish. It's not, because I'm going downhill. I squeeze the thigh slightly to bring it in so I can compress, and then I release it into a horse stance. And then I strike Tetsuichi. Then all I do is kick punch, same leg, same hand, kick punch, turn Yamazuki. So I kick, punch, kick, punch, kick, punch, pivot, Yamazuki, and Yama. Okay, remembering Tiki-ai on that third move. That's number 4. So I'm going to do number 5 and number 6. My pockets are full, I'm going to empty them. What I'll do is, I'll do it the other way. So I'll be kicking and punching up the hill this time. Left side. Step right side. Lift. March forward. Double punch, pivot. Down, out. Double punch, pivot. Down. Double punch, squeeze. Maigiri, Oizuki. Maigiri, Oizuki. Maigiri, Oizuki. Bring the hands cup and saucer. Turn Yamazuki. Okay, so my last version, I'll have my back to you and I won't be talking through it, okay? Number 6. So again, I'm going to pause it so I can do shorter videos. Sorry, stop it, and I'll start again. For those who need a bit more help, the left foot, kakiwaki uki and back stance. Squeeze the thighs, take the left foot across the right foot, and then make right foot back stance, kakiwaki uki. A bit more difficult now. Drawing up, put the foot down, step across, rooted stance, double punch, and squeeze the thighs to make cat stance, and then repeat this process again. Rooted stance, double punch, squeeze the thigh, turn, drop the foot, fuyodachi, double punch, hammer fist in horse stance, front kick, front punch, front kick, front punch, front kick, front punch, prepare Yamazuki. I'm going to return now to the videos of me performing it. So, one kata done 26 times, and I have 26 envelopes. I've stuffed this one in my pocket, sorry. And each envelope has a different kata in it, and what I'll do is each day I will pull it out and then I'll have a go at it. So this one, oh nice easy, that's Wankan. Wankan is probably one of the shortest advanced katas. It's about the length of a Heian kata. So when you watch videos they can be a bit too perfect. So as I go through these katas I'm going to be making mistakes, and through those mistakes hopefully I can help you. I'll try and record them in batches of 3, that way I can upload them, and I will give you points as I go through the mistakes I'm making, some of the things I'm focusing on. I'll teach you how to do it, and more importantly, just have fun with it. So Wankan, I think it's King's Crown or Emperor's Crown, and I think it's also linked to the kata Matsukaze, but that has a different meaning, like pine, forest, wind or something. You karate geeks out there will know that, and they can correct me. So I'll have a go at Wankan first, and then I'll talk about it, talk you through it, and then we'll go from there. So the ground behind me isn't even and it's not level. I always recommend having to go on kata on different surfaces with different footwear. You get a true sense of how you've got to squeeze your legs in order to contract and use your kime properly. So I'll have a go behind me. This is number 1 of 26 of the kata Wankan King's Crown. Okay, so I'm going to go Kakiwaki Uki, 45 degrees in back stance, Kakiwaki Uki, 45 degrees in back stance, and then I'm going to bring my hands together and lift my right knee. Unlike Nijishiho, I'm going to have a compressed leg, so I'm not going to be straight up, so that I'm more solid when I charge forwards. So as I do version 2, watch out for that, and you can follow along with that part. Okay, so when I'm here, I come forward, my stance is rooted stance, so Fudadachi, and then I squeeze my legs to make a cat stance and push over and down. Plonk the leg that's leading down and step forwards, Fudadachi, and I repeat. Punch twice and then this over and down, okay? I'll do it for the 3rd time and see how you get on, and then I'll talk through the moves. So that's number 3. I've done Kakiwaki Uki in back stance, Kakiwaki Uki in back stance, lifting the right leg and charging forwards with my opposite hand out. Double punch, squeeze and press down, drop the foot and reverse hand out, double punch, squeeze the legs to pivot and turn, and drop the legs, double punch, and then I'm charging, and you can't see this is actually downhill, so it's the hardest to do. Front kick, front punch 3 times, and turning with the Yamazuki, and that's the ki. I'm going to stop it so I can upload the videos in shorter sections. I'm going to do 7, 8 and 9 quietly, as in I'm not going to communicate until I've finished number 9, and then I'm going to think about the hardest part of this kata so I can tell you, okay? Other than the ground not being even. From the side. I know I was off camera. 8. So what's difficult? The uneven terrain is making me think that the front kick punch needs to be done not rushing, because if I go downhill I end up falling over or losing my grip, and when I go uphill it becomes a bit of a slog. So just because you're in a flat floor compliant dojo doesn't mean these katas weren't intended for surfaces like this. So be measured on your front kick, front punch. Second, when you do this first move, so I find it very difficult to wedge and slide into it, especially on this terrain. So nice footwork and good control of the core to get that front foot down. The fudadachi. So when you're making the fudadachi and you're here, don't leave this elbow out. It will jeopardize this punch. So squeeze without the legs collapsing and double punch. It'll help with a kata called Solchin later on. So to recap, difficult. The kicks, especially on uneven surfaces. So my phone's going off. The fudadachis, keep the elbow in. And that first move, it feels quite a simple move, but to get that right proportion of stance, it does take a lot of good foot control. Maybe I'm not doing it, but that's what you should watch out for. So that's 7, 8, and 9. Let's do 10, 11, and 12. So watch out for my first move. Look at my fudadachis and look at my slipping and footing on the front kick. So the last section home. I'll go the other way, just so you can see those front kicks again. So this time I'm going slightly on an incline. So a decline on the way there, an incline on the way back. One more time, let's bring it to 12. Okay, for number 13, 14 and 15, I'm going to think about what is the technical points that I think you should take away from this. Alright, so I think we look at the mistakes, look at what's tricky, fix it, and then we've got to look at what's technical and try and put that in. Okay, so I always try and think of one key point that I want to do. So the next three, I'm going to look at that key point. 13, 14, 15. I'm going to go slightly slower on 13 so I can have a think. Medium speed, and then there's no point doing it slow, because it's when you do it fast that you have to start thinking about how it works really. So you can do as many slow katas as you want, it's not going to enhance you technically until you have a go at full speed. But I need to think, then need to see, and then need to have a go full speed. If I go full speed first, I might start tearing muscles, so I'm going to go slow, medium, fast. So 3 more. 15. a medium speed with pauses in between to think. Try one at speed. So that's 13, 14 and 15. The thing that's coming to me is this squeeze of the thighs. So as well as having a nice timing, I think this is one kata that I've not been shown so much, and I think instructors skip over it. They think because it's short it's easy, and I don't think it is. Number one, front cat, fudarachi, one-legged back, 5 different stances for short moves. That's not easy. So if you notice on these next 3, I'm going to draw attention to where I'm squeezing, and that's enforcing a timing. So if you kind of do these moves and you chase, especially those front kicks, if you're chasing those front kicks, it's a very simplistic way of approaching this kata. So lots of inner thigh squeeze. So another go. Okay, I'm gonna have to pause one of these in shorter segments so I can send it to another device in order to put it together as a whole unit. So this is Wankan. I think it's sometimes called Matsukaze in other styles. And for these, 16, 17, 18, I'm thinking about putting the principle of squeezing. So, number one, I've got my shizentai. It's very easy to let this leg go. Instead, I've got to put weight onto this leg, draw my thighs in, and control that opening move. And then second, I've got to squeeze these thighs together, get that sharp step and in. And then likewise, squeeze my thighs together. Yeah, otherwise it's too much over this way or too open. Containing quite small, drop the foot, squeeze the front leg to pass, and then get that nice fudarachi. Then double punch, immediately squeezing the thighs to draw in. Drop the foot and release. So then I double punch, squeeze the thighs to pivot, then in. Double punch. Very easy now to let this go and just let that leg go over there. But I draw in and straight out. So there's a small element of squeeze. And then because I'm so open, I've got to squeeze through the middle and get that front kick in line 2 more times. In, and again it's very rounded, so everything has to come through the middle. And yummy. So 16. Alright, I'll go a little bit faster, drawing attention to that squeeze. Ready? 17. Squeeze and release. Squeeze. 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 Squeeze, and keep that going. Squeeze one more time. And go. Okay, see if you can see it and see where I'm not doing it. So to coach it, you're looking for when I'm not squeezing when I should be. Ready? 18. That's number 18 of 26. So I'm going to pause this, not pause it, stop it, so I can do a shorter video. Push the camera back just a tad, see if that can get more of a bigger shot. So 18, 19, 20, and 21. Okay, I'm afraid it's just grind. I'm going to go back inside my own head, have a few more goes, think about that squeeze, and I'm coming up with a secondary principle that could help to elevate this kata. Okay, so what am I thinking? It's hard. Sometimes I'm not crossing that first step, purely because my footing is a little bit elevated, but you're supposed to, so ignore me. I'm hearing a timing. I'm hearing that this has got a strong sense of solid rhythm. So I'm going to try and put that in. I'm also hearing 3 a lot, so I can feel, and if I think about the name King's Crown or Emperor's Crown, I want to feel a bit more regal. I want to feel like King Arthur, that's actually going into battle as a king and keeping my head up and leading from the front. So I'm having a more rhythmical, majestical, and bring that element of 3 rhythm and get that element of squeeze on the next 3. That's what I think I'm doing. I might be wrong. Okay, so what are we on? 20. Oh, right, 22, 23 and 24. I'll do the last 2, probably in a different place so you can see it flat. So let's see if actually this practice has paid off. So 3 more katas. Wankan, Emperor's Crown, King's Crown. I don't know what that was like, but it felt better. I might have been in my own head though instead of technique. So in my head it felt better. Doesn't mean it did. 23. Before I do this last one of the 3, you know when you're in Fudarachi, in the 3 corners, those 2 punches can be easily rushed. I felt I was doing it then. So Pay attention to the elbows. Keep them in, because you can flick those punches. So be mindful. Right. Oh, flicks, felt it. Punch. So I have 2 more to do. So let's see if we can find a flatter, more open part of land. The thing is, with social distancing, I didn't want dog walkers. There's a big meadow over there. I didn't want to be spending half an hour in one place. So I've got this bit of land, a bit uncertain under my feet. But I hope you get the gist. This is what I'm going to be doing, is rather than watch someone do it perfectly, you're going to watch somebody do it who's working through it with their head, so they help you. Okay, you've got 2 more to do. I'll see. So let's see how straight a bit of plot can be. I might use this in a different order, so I might slow it down for number 1. But let's have a go. Wankan, number 25. So here we are, number 26. The things I've learnt. I think this kata's very led by solid rhythm. I think you need a good degree of inner thigh squeeze control. If you over squeeze, you're going to wobble, so be careful of that. You're going to treat this very basic because it's short. Don't fall into that trap. On the double punches, you're going to let your elbow wander free. Don't do that. Keep your head up, which I don't do. This is my biggest weakness. And also my head wobbles a bit too much, like a nodding dog. And keep a regal feel to keep that King's Crown element. So here we are, Kata 26. If you practice at home, hope you enjoyed this one. Hope you enjoyed seeing someone who's not so good at Kata. All right, I suppose. Left side, left leg. Right side, right leg. Lift, right leg. Bring hands together, but stay compressed. Put right foot down, squeeze to bring left leg forward. Squeeze to bring right leg forward, and then release it to Fudadachi with your reverse hand out. Double punch. Squeeze your thighs to make your back leg, your front leg in cat stance. Repeat the process. Drop foot, step forward with your right leg, which is the same as before. Double punch, squeeze your thighs to pivot and turn into cat stance. Drop foot and out. Double punch. take your hand and hammer fist in horse stance, kick, front kick, left foot, right hand. Sorry, left foot, left hand, right foot, right hand, left foot, left hand. Bring hands to koshigamai with so few moves. Make sure you make that a feature. Pivoting, turning behind front stance, and Yamazuki. With your Yamazuki, keep them level, not one in front of the other, and keep your angles punching down and punching up, and keep your head and body straight without leaning into it and making it grotesque. Okay, there's the moves. Hope you enjoyed.